Hi and welcome to Simplilearn's YouTube channel, the channel where you can learn everything about digital marketing. In today's video we are going to be talking about email marketing. We're going to let you know what it is, how to set it up, how to create your mailing list, how to create your emails, and many more things that you can do with this. But before we go into this, if you enjoy this video, please click the like button, and if you want to join the Simplilearn Learners community, why don't you subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the button below. So let's get started with email marketing. In this video we will be covering topics like what is email marketing, what are the different uses of email marketing, what are the different types of email marketing, and how to get started with it. And a very important aspect, how do you create and maintain and manage your email list? We'll then be giving you a demo of Mailchimp, one of the top email provider platforms, and we're going to finish off with the pros and cons of email marketing and answering some questions that we're getting in our forums. So are you ready for this? Let's get started. So what is email marketing? Well, email has been around for a very long time, of course, and in the very early days there wasn't an email marketing service that you could use. You couldn't easily send out hundreds of emails. So what you did, you were actually using the BCC, or the blind carbon copy, in your email system to send out emails to many people. Of course, the IT department of companies in those early days, they didn't like that because it would block the email system of the company. So they come up with little email marketing solutions on the company's mainframe. But it was all very inflexible. You had to take your email, you had to take your mailing list, give that to the guy in the IT department, and if you're lucky, then maybe in a couple of days later your email would be sent. You wouldn't get any data at all about those emails. You knew how many emails were sent, but you didn't know who would have opened the email or who would have clicked on the email. Nowadays, of course, things are completely different. Now you have email marketing where you can use email service providers who offer you lots of tools and lots of analytics to manage and plan and measure your email marketing campaigns. So what actually is email marketing? It uses email addresses from people to inform your email list about your product or service. We call these commercial emails, which is completely different, of course, from the billions of personal emails that are being sent around the internet every day. So this is a commercial email that you send to an email list about your product, your service, or a newsletter, and what have you. Additionally, you can integrate it into your marketing automation. So it can help your customers to see your latest products and offers. And you can obviously use the email list and persuade them to buy or book a demo or sign up for a trial or register for an event. We call this email nurturing, where you can send a range of emails to take people through that journey to help them to make the decision. So what are the different uses of email marketing? It can be used in relationship building with existing customers who bought a product, for instance, send them a thank you email. It could be to boost brand awareness. It could be about promoting various pieces of content. It can help you in generating leads or to promote or market your products. And very important, you can use it to nurture leads. So what are the types of email marketing? There are a whole range of different emails that you can send through email marketing systems. We'll talk about welcome emails, newsletter emails, could be a lead nurturing email, a confirmation email, specific emails to specific people, invitations, promotional emails, or an email to do a survey, or seasonal marketing emails. So a whole range of emails you have available that you can use for different marketing purposes. So now that you understand the basics of email, let's talk about how you get started with it. It's not that complicated. First of all, like with many marketing activities, you need to define your audience and establish your goals. Why do you want to use email marketing? And then you start with one of the most important aspects of your email marketing. That is about building your email list. And that is the most important, it's a very important aspect, because if your email list is not up to date, there will be a lot of bounces on your email, and your email service provider may get back to you, say, hey, your email list is not up to date, so we may actually block you because you may be spamming your customers. You then choose the email campaign type that you want to run. You make a schedule when you want to send out the emails, and then of course you need to measure your results. So as I said, a very important part is creating your email list. And how do you go about that? There's lots of ways that you can create emails. The simplest ways is when you are at an event, just put a little box at your reception desk and ask people to leave their business card. And that gives you already a lot of emails that you can enter in your email list database. There's other ways. You can take your existing customer list and upload that in the email system. Or you can use two very powerful methods, which is a lead magnet and an opt-in form. Now, what is a lead magnet? A lead magnet is a document or a piece of content like an ebook, a white paper, infographic, or a report, or a checklist, or a template, or a webinar, or a tool, and you put it on your website, you promote it through your email. So you have those documents available on your website. Through your marketing campaigns, you drive traffic to your website where people will see the checklist or the template. They will click on the link, and before they download, they have to enter their email address. And then that email address will automatically be added to your mailing list. Now how do you design an effective lead magnet? Usually it's done by creating a landing page. And on that landing page, you have only one message, and that is the solution that you offer, or the piece of content that you offer. You make sure that the asset is simple to use, that it helps you in promoting your offer. You can use it as a cornerstone to your paid solution. So maybe you promote a freebie that will lead to a paid solution, and you make offers that are relevant for the phase that the customer is in the buying process. Now the next form that we talked about was the opt-in form. An opt-in form is a form that can pop up on your website where people just need to fill in their name, address, email, contact number, etc. You can specify what fields you want to capture. And again, they can do that to register for something, or if they have a question, or if they want to have a conversation with you. Opt-in forms are important that you make sure that the header stands out visually and people will see it when they are visiting your website. Often you see websites when as soon as you get to the home page, that form will pop up. And then make sure that once people have seen the form and they clicked it away or they filled it in, that they won't see it again. There's nothing more annoying than every time you get to a home page, that form pops up. Make sure that relevant copy is there to encourage readers to take advantage of the offer. Keep the form easy. Make sure you have double confirmation enabled. And make sure everything flows smoothly on your form. So, having gone through those basics of email marketing, what we're going to do now is giving you a short demo of Mailchimp, one of the leading email services. Now, what started off as a simple email marketing system, so you put in your email addresses, you create an email campaign, you link the campaign to the email addresses, and then you send it out. Mailchimp would take care of that, and then Mailchimp would also give you the reporting. Now, these email marketing systems, they became more and more advanced. They knew that digital marketing is not only email marketing. There is now pay-per-click, marketing, there is social media, there is influencer marketing, there is advertising, you name it. So they had to enrich their services. Yep, and you will see that when we go into Mailchimp, that there is now a whole range of additional services, even down to developing your own website, that Mailchimp can offer you. But at the core of Mailchimp is its email system. So let's go and have a look into how to use Mailchimp and how to set up your first email campaign. So if you go to Mailchimp.com, yeah, you can see here a little overview of what it does. Yeah, then again, we're going to go into automations. I'm going to show you some of the analytics. I'm going to show you how you can segment with Mailchimp and how you can synchronize with other applications in Mailchimp as well. So lots of stuff that you can do. Here is a little promotional video. And here is the pricing. So you can see that a free version gives you limited functionality, but it does give you all the functionality you need to send emails to up to 500 contacts per month. Yep, and then it goes up to £11.70, and then the premium version gives you all the full features, $299. But let's focus on the free version. Again, that's what I kind of like of Mailchimp. So let's go into my account. Yeah, so I go on to, let's have a look. I'm logged in. Yeah, so here is my audience. So here you see the features that Mailchimp has to offer. So first of all, there is create. You can create campaigns. Yeah, that is where you run your email campaigns and where you create your marketing campaigns. A very important part of your Mailchimp is your contacts or your audience. Of course, if you don't have any emails in your database, as it were, then there's not many people that you can send stuff to. So contacts are very important, that you get an email list that you can connect with your campaigns. There are automations that you can do, which basically means you can send emails automatically. There is analytics. There is website, you can create your own website and modules of it. There is content, so that is sort of your library of assets. And then there are different integrations that you can do. Here you see kind of your dashboard of the campaigns, and this is your audience dashboard. So the very first thing, of course, that you need to do when you are starting on Mailchimp, that is create an audience. Yeah, and that's where you go into your contacts. So there is your audience dashboard, as you see here. You can have an overview of all your contacts. You can create sign-up forms that you can add to your website to capture people's email addresses. There are tags that you can set to content. You can group your content into segments. And you can do surveys, and there is your inbox if people send you messages. Yeah, so lots of functionality, but your first challenge will be how to get your emails. And there's lots of ways to do that. First of all, there may be your existing customer database or your existing customer list. You probably have them in a spreadsheet. Yeah, so what I'm going to show you in a minute is how you can enter or import that spreadsheet into Mailchimp. Yeah, so that is one way. Second, you can actually set up on your website a form that people can fill in to sign up for your newsletter, for instance. Or you can run a campaign where people go to a landing page, and if they download a certain piece of documentation, then they need to give you their email address. Yeah, so there's lots of ways. Another really effective way, if you're at an exhibition, for instance, have a little box on your counter where people can leave their business cards. Yeah, and then you can take all of that information and put them in your Mailchimp. So the question here then is, of course, how do I bring contacts into my Mailchimp audience? So let's go to all contacts. Yep, and then you see I already have 2 contacts in my Myco. That's the name of my audience. Yeah, so I'm going to add additional contacts. I can get an overview of my contacts. I can add contacts manually. I can add a subscriber. Yeah, and then I can just put in the name. Yeah, so that is Mark at Simplilearn.com, and then it's Mark. There is Simplilearn. Don't have to put in address. I can get phone number, I can get birthday, I can get company name. That would be Simplilearn. I can add a tag, so that would be training. Add or create a tag. Yeah, that could be training. There's my tag. Now, very important, what the Mailchimp wants to know, that the people that you have in your database, that they gave you permission to email them. Yeah, there are very strict requirements these days for people, yeah, that you need to respect their privacy. You need to have permission before you send them an email. Yep, and there's different ways that you can ask that permission. You can ask it on the website before they fill in a form. You can ask it in your newsletter. Yeah, so make sure that you have those permissions, because if people get unsolicited email through a commercial email campaign, yeah, in principle that is not allowed, and you may be subject to a fine. You may have heard of the GDPR regulations in Europe, and there is also regulations in the United States, there's regulations in Asia. Yeah, there's a real tightening of those privacy regulations when it comes to email marketing. If this person for some reason is already in my audience, then I can update, it will update their profile. So let's click subscribe. Let's see. There's probably one field I forgot. Phone number, that is 075. Yeah, so the phone number was a required item as well. Yep, and then I click subscribe. So if I now go back to all contacts, you will see that Mark at Simplilearn.com has been added to my database. So that is one way to get emails in your audience list. The next way is, if you go to add contacts, you can import contacts. There are 3 ways how you can import contacts. You can import contacts from another service. Yeah, so where you connect with another piece of software. You can upload a CSV file or a text file, and you can even copy and paste. Yeah, so if I import from another service, you can see you can import for Salesforce, from Squarespace, from Shopify, and there's probably a lot more integrations that you can have. If you want to upload a file, it will then basically ask you to upload your file. So what we need to do, we need to create a spreadsheet that we save as a CSV file. So if I go to Google Drive, and I'm going to, actually I already have a file here. Yeah, so let's open this file. So you see that I have these names in there. I'm going to take them out. Very important that you add first name, last name, company, email, and all the fields that are relevant for you. Yeah, so let's say telephone as well. So then we're going to say the first name is Jacob, last name is Jones, company is Bco, and email is jacob@jones.com. Telephone number is 01234567. Yep, then the second name is Anne-Marie, Carol, and that is carol.com, and that is @carol.com, and that is 987-654, telephone number. Okay, let's take out that $sign. Right, yes, so now I have the file, and this name is Mailchimp, or whatever, Mailchimp 1. So the first thing I'm going to do, of course, is to save this. I am going to download this file as a comma-separated values file, which is a CSV file. And Mailchimp wants me to upload this CSV file into this field. Yeah, so that's how I can upload my contacts. So I'm going to my YouTube downloads. Here is my Mailchimp CSV file. Yep, so there it is. I'm going to continue to organize. Now, the first thing that Mailchimp is going to do now, if there were any existing contacts, they will be updated. The first thing, I can add a tag. Yes, so I'm going to, let's say, a member, and I'm going to continue to match. That is what Mailchimp is going to do now. Remember, the first line of our spreadsheet was sort of the field names, first name, last name, company name, and telephone. Mailchimp is going to match those. Mailchimp thinks that the first line was first name, the second name was last name, so these are correct. Company, it has picked up. It doesn't know what to do with telephone. Yeah, so what I can do, I can edit this column, yeah, and I can look at the fields that they have. Yes, so is telephone in here? I don't see, yeah, here phone number. Yeah, and I'm going to link it with phone number. So now it is okay, and I can now see here 5 columns will be imported, and I'm going to say finalize import. Yep, so now it has added 2 contacts to the list, so I'm going to say complete import. And if I now want to view my contacts, you will see that my contacts have been added to my email list. Yeah, so now I have 2 additional contacts in my list. I could also add a subscriber, actually have done a copy and paste. Go back. Add contacts, import contacts. I could do a copy and paste. So I'll show you how that works. Continue. Yeah, so when I go back to the spreadsheet and I would copy these, just copy it, Command copy, going back to my Mailchimp, and I can now just paste them here, just like this. And now Mailchimp is going to analyze this, yeah, and it says, okay, this is what I think it is, and it goes back into that same stage that we saw in when we imported the spreadsheet. Yeah, you see here first name, last name, company name, and then the telephone. Yep, now I'm not going to import this again because we've already imported these contacts. But this is how you import your contacts. Okay. Now, a few tips on your database. Yes, very important. Are you sure you want to exit this? Okay. Yeah, so you may build up a list of a couple of hundred contacts in your Mailchimp, and that is fantastic. Yeah, the bigger your list, the more value that you will get from it. A very important aspect of this is to make sure that your database is clean. Yeah, people may ask to be removed from your database, people change businesses. Yeah, make sure your database is clean. When you run a campaign and you use your email list, and there are a lot of emails that cannot be sent because there are a lot of wrong emails in your list, yeah, you will have what we call a high bounce rate. And if you have a continuous high bounce rate, Mailchimp may come back to you and say, hey, why do you have such a high bounce rate? And if you can't explain why you have a high bounce rate, Mailchimp may actually block your account, because Mailchimp wants you to work with a clean database. That is also the risk if you buy an email list that you don't know the source from. And if you import it and then run your first campaign, if you get a whole lot of bounces on your emails, yeah, then Mailchimp may block your account. So be very careful. Make sure that your emails are correct, that your bounce rate is low, and never buy email lists because you don't know what the quality is of the list. Make sure that you segment your mailing list, and then you can, within one mailing list, you can send it to your different segments. Could be customers, could be prospects, could be suppliers, or what have you. Yeah, constantly work on growing your database. Make sure you don't spam people. Always get people's approval. Yeah, that they are happy for you to send them emails, and of course honor unsubscribes as well. If people ask you to unsubscribe them from the mailing list, make sure you do that. Okay, just a few tips when it comes to managing your database. So now that you have your email audience set up, your contacts set up, let's look at a campaign. When you go into the campaigns, here you have an overview of all the campaigns that you've run. Now, we haven't run any campaigns. Here is a draft campaign. Yeah, but what you're going to do, you're going to create a campaign. Yes, when you click here on the top right on the Create Campaign button, you have then the different types of campaigns that you can create. You can do a regular email, you can actually create a landing page, or you can also create an embedded form, yeah, that helps you in capturing context. That could be part of your landing page campaign. But what we're going to look at is regular emails. Yeah, so when I click on email, I can just click here, design email. Yeah, then there is a new email builder that you can use. And since you're probably new to Simplilearn and new to Mailchimp, I click straight onto the new builder because that is a lot easier to work with. Yeah, so here you see it's time to design your email. Yeah, I put this little icon already in yesterday. Yeah, so there's different ways of doing that. Here you see sort of your editor for your email. Here you can preview the email. Here you see your editing building blocks, the layout, the heading, paragraph, button, etc. Here you can specify styles, and here you can specify templates for your emails. So here you see a whole range of email templates. Yeah, if you click on the creative assistant, that is beautiful, but it will drive you to a premium account. Yeah, so I'm not going to show that. I want to show you the free features of Mailchimp. So let's say we're going to go for a little design here. We're going to go for this one. We could do preview. That's how it will look like. Yeah, and then we're going to click apply. Continue with, start with a clean template. Yes, so this is how it will look like. So what you can then do, start optimizing the text and the images. So let's do that. So here, view this email in your browser. That is always good to have. You can change your image. Yeah, so if I click on that, yeah, you see here, replace logo. Yeah, so if I click on replace logo, I can then go to the Content Studio and I can just upload different files here, and this is the image that I picked. Yeah, so let's stick with this particular image. Here then I can add a photo. So I can say add a photo, I can say upload an image. Yeah, so if I go to my YouTube, I go to thought I had an image somewhere here, videos, banner. Yeah, so here I've added a banner as an image. I can align it left, center, right, full. Yeah, I can just align it to the right, I can align it to the center, left. I'm going to do a full alignment, okay? And then here you see my text, it's time to design your email. So here I can say, welcome to this week's newsletter. In this newsletter, yep, so then in this newsletter, we will be talking about, and then blah, 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 blah. Okay? Then here you see a button. Yeah, and I've added that. I can then just click here. First I click done. Yep, so the buttons I can bring in here through my build units. Yeah, and here I can change the button text. So here is book now, for instance. So here I have my social media buttons. Yeah, and I can there put my own social media onto that. Yeah, I can do the same with my Instagram. And I can do the same for my Twitter. I can add another social link. I'm going to leave it like that. Here's my logo again. Then here, this will be picked up automatically. Every email will at the bottom have details about your company, about your address, how can people unsubscribe. Yeah, and because you're using the free version, there is this item, grow your business with Mailchimp. Yeah, that is a little bit of Mailchimp branding that will be added to your email if you're using the free version. So keep that in mind. Okay, so then you click preview. This is how your email will look like. Yep, and then you're going to exit preview mode. And if you're happy with this, you're going to save and exit. Now here you kind of have your admin screen for your campaign. Yeah, so you see here the name. So I need to type in the name. So I'm going to name it is Mailchimp demo, for instance, and I'm clicking save. Then here I have selected all the contacts. So I can just go to my audience. I pick the audience that I've created. I can then have all my subscribers, or I can pick certain segments or tags in my subscriber base. I can personalize the to field. Yeah, and then I click save. Here is the from. So that is, it's from me, or you can edit that, have it sent from somebody else. You can add a subject. Now your subject line, of course, is very important in email marketing, because in the subject line, people will, when they read the subject line, people will decide whether or not they will open the email. Yeah, so the subject line always has to be catchy. So, and it could be 5 reasons why you should read our latest email newsletter. yeah, or any other subject line. But they need to be short and sweet. Yeah, you could use emojis. You need to, in that one line, you need to give people the reason why they should open this email. Preview text appears in the inbox after the subject line. Yeah, so in today's newsletter, we will talk about social media and email marketing, for instance, and you click save. So that is your subject, that is your content. Yep, and then here is part of your content. You can send yourself a test email. That is always useful, to send it to yourself and check it on your desktop and check it on your mobile. So I send myself a test email, send the test to any email. Yeah, so let me quickly check here my Gmail. That is to me, that is Tube for Mark. Okay, so I'm going to send that email to Tube for Mark. Okay, I can send it to multiple people and I'm going to click send test. Email has been sent. Yeah, so let's check the email. So here we see the email, test 5 reasons why you should read our latest newsletter. And then here you see the email, and then you check it on typos, you check it on the links that are in there, yeah, make sure that your social media buttons work, etc. And if you're then happy with your email, you can then publish it. Yeah, and there's 2 ways of publishing it. You can schedule it. When you schedule it, you can set a delivery date and a specific delivery time. But in order to use that feature, you need to upgrade to premium. Okay, so you can send it directly. So when you click send, it will go straight away. Yep, so very important. Or you can say finish later. If you then want to share your campaign, you see here the link for the campaign. Yeah, and you could change that. Your default campaign URL, yeah, so Mailchimp, generate randomly 5 reasons why you should read our email. If you upgrade to premium, you can turn this Mailchimp into your own URL. Okay, good. And then you can track your campaign, your email campaigns. But we'll cover that in a next video on Mailchimp when we go into more advanced features. Okay, so I'm just going to click finish later. And if we're now having our list of campaigns, then here you see we have our Mailchimp demo as a draft ready to be published. So that is the campaign, how to create a campaign on Mailchimp. Right, now let's have a look at a few more things. So first of all, a new feature in Mailchimp is the analytics. When you send out an email campaign, you will get basic analytics here in your campaigns dashboard as well. But Mailchimp now also has an analytics dashboard. And here you see the type of data that you will get in Mailchimp. And it is using sample data, so we can explore the dashboard. So here you see number of emails sent, whether it's up or down. You see the number of people or the percentage of people that opened the email. And very important, the actual percentage of people that clicked on the email or clicked on the link in the email, and that is very important. Yeah, so that's where you can really follow through on your email campaigns, yeah, on who opened it, who clicked it, to the form differences that needed to be filled in. So very useful information that you can get out of your campaign. And you can see that from various periods. Yeah, you can even actually in the other reports, you can actually see who are the people in my mailing list, in my audience, who actually clicked on the email, and who are the people who opened the, clicked on the link. Yeah, and then you can approach them separately. Yeah, so here you see engagements, email sent and the click rate. Yep, so here you see by email the number of recipients, the open rate, the click rate, the revenue that you made, if you had that set up. So lots of data that you can get on your email campaigns. Open rates are very important and they differ by industry. Yeah, and general, an open rate anywhere between up to 15% and higher are usually good open rates. Okay, so that is the analytics that you can get. And then finally, what I really like in Mailchimp is that you can use Mailchimp to create landing pages. So if I'm going back to my campaigns and I'm going to click Create Campaign, then I can also decide to create a landing page. Name of the landing page is Myco. Select an audience, Myco, and I'm going to click Begin. Yeah, and here you see a number of templates that I can use for my landing page. Yeah, so very simple templates. So let's take this template, accept. I'm going into the editor. Yeah, so here is the editor for the landing pages. I can add text, I can do box text, I can add dividers, images, I can change the text. Yeah, you see here bandmates. Yeah, that is the logo. I can change the logo. Yeah, so I can replace the logo and I can edit the logo and what have you. I'm just going to stick with this text for the time being. And here is my email address form. Yeah, and the beauty about it, when people fill in their email address in this form, it will automatically be added to my mailing list in Mailchimp. So that is a very powerful feature. I can also create this as a separate form. Okay, so here you see the available fields that I have. Email, I can add first name if I want to. Yeah, I can add last name and I can add phone number as well. Yep, I can then go to the settings. I can do the style, different styles that I can have. So this is my sign up form. Yeah, the button text is subscribe. I can then also send visitors to a confirmation message. I can preview the confirmation message. Success, you've been added to the audience. Yeah, exit preview. Yep, and that is my sign up form. And again, it will automatically be added to my campaign email list. And I click save and close. Yep, and here is the full campaign. Yeah, and when I'm happy with it, I can click save and close. So here is my landing page. And it's now, here I have the page title and site icon. Here's the social share preview. Here is the URL of my landing page. Here is the content. And I can then get my finish it later, or I can publish it. And as soon as I publish it, this URL will be live. Yeah, so click publish. So this landing page is now live. So if I now go to this landing page, yeah, so here you see email address. I'm saying cherry@henry.com. And that is Cherry Henry, and I'd say subscribe. So now let's check the litmus test. If I go to my contacts, and I'm going to all my contacts, and here we have Thierry Henry, the famous Arsenal football player who has just joined my mailing list. So that is the power of Mailchimp. So now that you understand how to use Mailchimp, let's finish this video with having a look at the pros and cons of email marketing and answering some standard questions that you may have. So the advantages of email marketing is that email is the most personalized form of communication, and it stays in the inbox until it is read, deleted or archived. So that is a big advantage of email marketing. It can really help in increasing brand awareness and traffic to your website. And it lets you test, email marketing software lets you test your subject lines, lets you test your headers, let you test the text you're using in your emails. And it can help you in testing your call to actions in your emails. So very powerful and very important, as you saw in Mailchimp, you can target users by segments, by demography and by tags that you set. So lots of advantages that you get from email marketing, but there are disadvantages as well. As soon as people get the idea that your email is spam, they will delete. So make sure that you don't spam people. Make sure that you keep your emails short, because when your emails are large, it may take a long time to load. So don't use video or high big graphics. Keep it small. So make sure that you are aware of the cost of the email service provider that you're using. They can become quite expensive depending on the number of emails that you want to send out. Of course, people get hundreds of email every day, so it's very difficult for you to stand out from the competition. So make sure that your email has a really good headline, has a really good title, and makes you stand out from your competitors. So make sure that your emails are engaging. I always call it the blink test. If you're not able to see what the email is all about within the blink of an eye, then the email is not worth opening. So keep that in mind, with sending out and preparing your email campaigns. So let's close today's video then with the FAQs. So here are some regularly asked questions. Question 1, how do I prevent my email messages from being marked as spam? You see that often. It is one of the disadvantages of using an email service provider. First, big companies may have filters set automatically in their email systems where they will block emails coming in from email service providers like Mailchimp or Constant Contact. But the best thing, of course, is to make sure that your emails in your database are the best quality. Those emails are complete, there are no typos in them, and the best emails are obviously when they are emails from the company. So try to avoid email addresses like Gmail or Mail or what have you. Another way to prevent email messages to go into the spam box is simply ask your customers if they can whitelist your email. And in Gmail, it is as simple as dragging your the spam email from the spam folder into the main email folder. And from then on, all the emails from that customer will go, from you will go into their main email box. But the most important thing is don't spam. Don't use silly titles, don't use weird characters in your email headers, etc. So keep it like real emails. Can I use email marketing in conjunction with some other approaches? Of course you can. Email marketing is just another digital marketing instrument or digital marketing channel that you have available, and they work perfectly in combination with pay-per-click, with social media and any other digital marketing tool that you have. How significant is the subject line in an email? Well, I can tell you it is very important. Yeah, people will open their email based on the subject line. And if your subject line does not tell them in one blink why they received the email, what you have to offer and why they should open it, then they will not open the email. So your subject line is very important. Final question, how much does connecting with your audience via email marketing help? Often email marketing is used once you've got the first awareness stage in place. So you're using email marketing to start taking customers through the buying cycle. You nurture the relationship and you take them by the hand through your emails from being aware to interested, to ready to buy, and then to actually buy the email. And then even after the buying process, you can still use email marketing to nurture the relationship and make them buy again in 12 months, or make them introduce you to their friends who may be interested in buying. So that concludes everything you need to know about email marketing. Thank you for watching this video. And again, if you like the video, click the like button. If you want to join our channel, click the subscribe button below, and I'll see you at next week's video.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.